Oh, that's all right, boys. Wait a minute. I'm with you. I haven't retired yet. Oh, no. I'm going to go right on to the end of the road. Every road through life is a long, long road filled with joys and sorrows too. As we journey on, how your heart may yearn for the things most dear to you. With wealth and love to sow, but onward we must go. Keep right on to the end of the road. Keep right on to the end. If the way be long, let your heart be strong. Keep right on round the bend. If you're tired and weary, still journey on till you come to your happy abode, where all you love and you're dreaming of will be there at the end of the road. With a big stout heart to a long steep hill, we may get there with a smile. With a good kind thought and an end in view, we can cut short many a mile. So let courage every day be our guiding star always. Keep right on to the end of the road. Keep right on to the end. If the way be long, let your heart be strong. Keep right on round the bend. If you're tired and weary, still journey on till you come to your happy abode, where all you love and you're dreaming of will be there at the end of the road. Keep right on to the end of the road. Keep right on to the end. If the way be long, let your heart be strong. Keep right on round the bend. If you're tired and weary, still journey on till you come to your happy abode, where all you love and you're dreaming of will be there at the end of the road.
We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the blues. We love you, what more can we say? Birmingham's the team, down at St Andrews. We are all supporters of our team. We chant a Super Blues.
Welcome to Monday night's Tilton Talk Show. Tonight we will once again be honoured to have a special guest joining us on the phone-in very shortly with the blues legend Martin Oconnor. Well, what a couple of weeks it's been with a respectable comeback for a 2-2 draw with Preston. They had an OK result the weekend to a good 1-0 home win and a bit of a bogey team in the past against Blackburn. So there we are, still sitting pretty with double the points currently of our closest neighbours, who seem to still keep on giving us Blue Noses a comedy every week. The season, though, isn't over, and we all know it's a long, long road and there's a long hill to go. Blues ladies held their own against a very expensive Man City side yesterday, and despite the gallant efforts of Blues goalkeeper Berger, one small mistake allowed Man City to nick the win. No one in that team should be ashamed of themselves, although their heads will be held aloft, as our ladies very nearly pulled off the shock we were all hoping for. Full match report and analysis coming up shortly from our very own Mr. Pugh. 17th of October is just a couple of weeks away, and it's on a Monday, so will we be talking that night about the current regime's final day at the helm of Blues? Speculation once again over our manager, vacancies at Derby and of course in our B6, who are going through more managers than a badly run Poundland. Me, I'm sure he's going to stick around for a while yet. It is of course football, and only time will tell. Onwards we go this month, and we'll see us travel away to Forest to welcome Rotherham to St Andrews, then a trip up the A38 to Burton on Friday, and of course, ladies and gents, it's the one we've all been waiting for. Yes, it's them, from across the expressway. The Coffin may well be making its next appearance that day at the George. So once again, strap yourselves in and get ready for the ride in what's going to be just another month in the life of the Blue Rays.
Following the blues, we love you, what more can we say? We are the lads from the Tilton, we'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy, following the blues, we love you, what more can we say?
Welcome to Monday night's Tilton Talk Show with myself, Chris Pugh, and Chris Brown. Usually, almost every Monday we do this. We will be expanding it out to make sure that it is every Monday soon, because all the equipment's arrived now, and onwards and upwards we go. Obviously, we start off with any sad news that's happened in football this last week, and sad to say, and I know you're all aware of it, the Rangers fan and 17 others were injured when their supporters' bus crashed on the way to Ibrox. Police are investigating a report that the coach, hired by fans group from Dunfermlineshire's Ninth Valley, swerved as it crossed a roundabout near Kilmarnock before landing on its side on a grass verge. The man who died was 39-year-old Ryan Baird and was one of 36 passengers travelling to see Rangers play Partick Thistle in Saturday's Glasgow derby. Police said that the bus went off the A76 at the Crossroads roundabout near Brownhouse Prison at around 1:15. I'm sure, once again, we sentiment the feelings of all Birmingham City fans and pass our sincerest condolences to the family and friends of Ryan.
Awful.
Yes, it was football after all, you know. And didn't really want to touch on it, but there was one awful dirty tweet from another supporter from another football club, hoping that everybody on the bus died. That was pretty poor from an individual, and I do hope that the full weight of the law comes down upon your shoulders, young man, because you are vile. Right, onwards and upwards we go. Tilton Talk Show Monday here through till 9 o'clock tonight. Special guest on the show a little bit later, the one and only Martin Oconnor. That's a bit of a scoop for us again. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We seem to be raking him in week after week. Has the Chris Pugh fan club increased any more this week? Have you had any more?
Not that I'm aware of.
Any more? Flowers thrown at your house?
I've got to shoot off early tonight. Unfortunately, I've got a meeting with a Far East consortium who want to know the insides about the sports radio industry.
Right, okay.
Got to shoot off.
Don't give them my name.
I can't leave that meeting.
Don't give them my name.
There's a pint of wine waiting for me. So.
Don't tell him your name. Can I come? To be your personal chauffeur and bodyguard.
I have to cut this one short, unfortunately.
I take it that was all said with a bit of irony.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Well spotted.
I think we'll be having the big Sam debate after we've had a chat to Martin a bit later. Right, okay, a big day for the girls yesterday. Massive final. You were there, Chris. I was watching it on TV, sadly out to work, but I did manage to see the whole game. And I don't think there's one of our players that can take a look at themselves this morning and say that they didn't try their best and give everything.
No, as you say, that the toughest of tasks to ask to go to the league champions.
Was it 10 on the run? They've not lost.
I think they haven't lost at home since 2014, I think.
Right.
I've gone about 2 years without losing at home. I think I read that stat.
Good.
So yeah, we have to be asked to go to their own ground, obviously, to play them in a cup final. We put a little piece up on the Sports Radio site earlier, didn't we? 7 of their 11 are England internationals.
Yep.
The other two of the others are Scottish internationals. You know, they've got a Swedish international who come off the bench, a Dutch international who come off the bench. You know, the resources that they've got at the club, and obviously the playing squad that they've got, it was the toughest task you could have asked for. There was no tougher fixture than playing Man City at Man City's ground. Obviously, there is that, you know, there is that issue of, you know, is it neutral or whatnot, but irrelevant. You know, that was the task we had. We knew at the quarter-final stage that if we were to win it, we'd probably have to play Man City, and if it was going to be in the final, then it was going to be at their place. So we knew that was the case. We prepared for it, and as you say, I don't think any one of them can feel hard done by, sort of thing. You know, the keepers had an absolute. Berger's played incredibly much. You know, that is a really strong, physical, big, powerful side, Man City, and she stood up to every cross in the 90 minutes. She made save after save. A couple of the saves were outstanding saves. The one first half, especially from Tony Duggan, where you know, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking she's bent that in the corner, and somehow Berger's got her hand.
It was a cracking shot, but an amazing save.
Brilliant
wasn't it?
save. So, you know, and then unfortunately the one cross she doesn't deal with, it falls to Lucy Bronze. But as you say, I think the performance wise, you can't fault one of the players at all. And I think sometimes as a fan you'd rather get battered 6-0 and lose and say we didn't turn up, the other team deserve. I mean, Man City did deserve it. They
edged it. I would say they edged it.
They are the better side, and you know, chances created. On terms of chances created, we didn't make the keeper work very often, and obviously Berger had a lot to deal with, and we defended resolutely. But unfortunately, you know, if we could have took that to penalties, you know, I'm sitting there watching it thinking, I don't know how Berger's going to be beaten.
Yeah.
You know, if we take this to penalties, she's a big, strong presence.
Poor kid was gutted as well, wasn't
you know, and you think, and I'm thinking to myself, if this goes to penalties, we have got a really good chance of winning this. Unfortunately, we just couldn't hold out, and the second half of extra time, we had to commit a few extra players forward, and you know, could have got caught. They hit the post, didn't they, after they scored? But it's just, you know,
got to give that Lucy Bronze a credit though. She looked sharp yesterday. She looked a very good player.
You know, that's, like I said, 7 England internationals they've got. So not only have they got the resources that they've got day in, day out with Man City, they've also got the resources that they get when they go to England as well. And you know, they know each other so well because they're either with each other with Man City or they're with each other for England. So every time they play, they're playing together. You know, I think this is going to be the start of their dominance. You know, it's going to take a seriously good team to stop Man City in the future. Because if this is the way they're going to go about it, with the nucleus of an England side as well, then they are going to be so strong. But we ran them really close. You know, I think only Liverpool have stopped them scoring this season. So, and we did that in 90 minutes.
Yeah, so great to all the girls. I think, like I say, hold your head up by each and every single one of you. You gave a credited performance yesterday, and no complaints from me, no complaints from you.
Not whatsoever.
I don't think there should be complaints from anywhere else either, because I think they did marvellous. We just got caught, and you know, after an amazing performance, like you say, from Berger, the look on her face afterwards said everything.
Yeah, I think Emily Westwood, the captain, was upset as well afterwards, and it's horrible to see that, because you know how much the players, you know how much they've put into this cup final, really. You know, we've been out of the Champions League running for a couple of games now, so this cup final has probably been the main focus of attention for a long time for these girls, and they put, like you say, they put everything in it. They left nothing in the changing room. They went out and gave it their everything, and unfortunately, it was just that one mistake. And when you're playing a top class side, then
they're going to put them away.
Normally, it counts.
Yeah. So, bad luck then to the Blues ladies, but well done for everything that you did yesterday and the performance that you gave.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. 2 games left of the season.
They're both away, aren't they?
Man City away again in the league.
Right, you watch us beat them.
Yeah, I know. And then Sunderland away in the league. So there's still a chance we could finish third, above Arsenal, which would be...
Does that get a Champions League?
No,
spot?
just the top two.
Just top two.
They're sorted now. That's going to be Man City and Chelsea. But if we could finish above Arsenal and Liverpool and get to a cup final, a top half finish and a cup final in the same season, I think that's a testament to a really good season for us.
I'll do a quick catch up.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, we'll go first on Facebook. We've got best player on the pitch, says Shane Patrick.
Who was that, sorry?
Berger.
Berger, yeah.
Billy Kavanagh said, unlucky girls, keep whites on. Jane Pugh said,
she got nothing better to do.
we love Chris Pugh. and there was one that says Chris Pugh for the England manager's job, but it's gone. So there you go. Somebody's obviously thought about it and then thought hard about it. I better take this off quickly.
I like it.
Hidden it, you mean? Hidden
I
it.
like it. I think that's a
And
that's
Up
a
the Blues
fair
says
reason.
Andrew Benham. And Doco on the shout box says, good evening, fellow plebs. 'Tis I, the legend. Capo refers to the Rangers Supporters Club, the Rangers fan that died. He reckons it's from somewhere in England, but not too sure.
Hey, listen, it's neither where he come from or who he is. He's obviously just a deluded individual who's got no common sense whatsoever.
And good evening, said Wandon Blue. Good evening.
Wandon Blue, good evening to you. Right.
Is Tom Richards said, is there a Europa League for the women?
No, it's Champions League or nothing. So
Champions-
the top 2 spots in the league go.
Good question,
get
actually.
Yeah. But yeah, it's the top 2 get a Champions League players for next season. So.
Oh, answer me another question, because I was like flitting in and serving people. Extra time yesterday, was it 15 minutes each way?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah,
Got a bit confused because what the guy said on TV was like there was a minute left, and then it said 10 minutes left, and then 3 minutes later the game had finished. So it must have been something on the TV that got confused. So I thought I'd ask that question as well.
But the frustrating thing was the first half of extra time, nothing happened. It was so a non-event, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, this is fine. Got to half time and extra time, and it was just on the stroke of half time they got the corner, and you just want to see it out, but there you go.
Chris Pugh for the B6 job, apparently.
Well,
I'll tell you what, I'd take that tomorrow.
As odds.
Yeah.
You could really mess it up, couldn't you?
I'd last 2 weeks, but I'd take it
Right,
tomorrow.
Which is only a part-time job, isn't it?
So we'll end up by wishing the ladies all the best then for the rest of this football season, and then we'll say like credit to yourselves, credit to the club, and thanks for what was a cracking game of ladies football yesterday.
It was, it was.
Definitely.
But we didn't win, so we're not going to have the trophy stuck on the table like I asked for.
Not this year.
Not this year. So onwards and upwards to the next one. Right. Funny thing with this issue with B6. Now, nice but dim Matteo. Did you see the pun on that one? Did you see that one earlier? Yeah. Quite funny. Did you smile?
No.
I didn't think you would.
Really?
You're just no fun, are you?
No.
We'll leave that here. Very weird that they've been calling for Brucey.
Yes.
Rowett.
Yes.
And the other one that you just mentioned, I've forgotten them already. Eric's manager. Houghton. Chris Houghton.
Oh, Houghton, okay.
So they seem to be craving their ex-managers, don't they?
They do.
It's terrible, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bless them.
A season ticket holder at my work wants Bruce. He's his
And Bruce,
number one
of course,
choice.
Bruce.
Yes,
And
Bruce.
if they get Bruce, they will go up.
There you go. Right, you've heard it here.
Yes.
First
I'll go
on the
up.
Tilton Talk
They
Show
will
on the
go up.
3rd of October 2016.
They'll survive.
This is the
They'll go
same.
up.
They will go up.
This is the same man, ladies and gentlemen, that predicted that they wouldn't go down last year and that Leicester wouldn't win the Premier League.
No.
You did.
got that wrong.
No, you
I
did.
never predicted that
Yes, you
Leicester
did earlier
wouldn't
on.
win the league.
Early on in the league, in the season.
I said the league is so bad that Leicester will win the league, and that proves how bad the league is.
You did, but you earlier
proving it this season because they're terrible.
Chris, can you trawl through every show, please, over the next 48, 16, or 72 hours and find that little word?
I was convinced Leicester were going to win the league, which is why I kept saying it was such a terrible thing. But yeah, I mean, I've said before on the show, Bruce is your perfect 2.5 to 3 year manager. If B6 want to go up, get to a cup final the year after, finish mid-table, but then be in relegation trouble in 3 years' time, then go and get Bruce, because that's what will happen.
Interesting.
So I think if they get Bruce now before the season starts again after the international break, then they've got enough time to turn that around, and they should still go up.
I was reading some of the Twitter tweets from Dr. Shaw.
Oh yes,
Dr. Shaw.
We should get him in.
Do you think so?
That'd be entertaining.
No disrespect to him. He keeps coming out with like all these Chinese proverbs and things on his Twitter
Well, he's
feed.
Chinese.
I know he's Chinese.
Do you know what? It's
I know he's
all
Chinese,
too
but
much.
Yeah, far
It's
too
just
much.
it's all too much. You know, the last thing you want. Your team, a team that have been so successful, and now they're in the championship and they're losing 2-0 away at Preston. The last thing you want to see is your chairman tweeting the rubbish he's tweeting. Yeah, but there you go.
All adds to a fun weekend. Did you have a fun weekend, Mr. Pugh?
I did. It was it was until about 5 o'clock on Sunday afternoon. Yeah, but
do they not remember Bruce celebrating Stern John's last-minute equaliser? Says James McDonald.
Yeah,
doesn't matter anymore, does it?
And Steve Carl said, if they want an ex-blue, can they go for Lee Clark, please?
That would be.
And the same says
I'll take
Docker.
that. Yeah, yes, please.
We'd all take that one.
Yeah, yeah, I think I would take that.
But it shows how the mighty fall, though, doesn't it? Really.
Yeah. But you know, from the first game, Di Matteo was, had far no respect for the league, playing. I mean, I think he ended up the Preston game playing a 4-1-5 formation. He had 5 strikers on the pitch, and it was just Jedinak in the middle on his own. 32-year-old Jedinak on his own in midfield in a championship game.
How well?
And they're wondering why. They're wondering why they've got paid all this money on strikers and none of them are scoring. Because you've got one player in midfield. You can't get the ball to the strikers. There's no point doing that. And he kept doing that. He started games with 2 up front, 2 in midfield, and he was playing players like Ayew, who's an out-and-out striker out wide. It's just never going to work in this league. You're just going to be out-muscled and out-battled all the way.
So, Agent Di Matteo, you can now step down and go home.
He has,
and we can now wait on the next one.
Yeah.
Okay. A respectable draw against Preston.
Yeah.
Because we've had
I thought Preston played okay, actually.
Excuse me.
And obviously the result this weekend, I think they won the weekend before that they played us as well. So, they're on a decent run. He's a good manager, Grace, and he's ex-Villa. They do well to get someone like him in.
Again, that's been muted around today as well. That name has.
But yeah, I made the point. It's very rare that we get anything from games where we go behind, but we went behind twice against Preston and still come back to get a draw, to salvage a draw. So I think you've got to take the positives. Obviously, ideally you want to win your home games, but to go behind twice and still come away with a point is a decent result. And then we followed it up with a gritty win against Blackburn. So.
One of those teams, one of them bogey teams that we've struggled against over the years.
They're down the bottom and they're fighting. We've been there where we make it as hard as we can for teams when we're down the bottom, and that's what they're doing at the moment. When you're down the bottom, you've got to try and be resilient and hard to beat, and that we've had a problem over the years with breaking teams down. But maybe that we're just finding a new way of getting past teams, and with a bigger squad, more options available to us, then hopefully it'll become a little bit easier to break teams down, and we'll start winning these games more often than not.
But then with Blackburn, we also had 5 regular players out.
No Donaldson obviously, which is the main focal point, still out. Keefton Bell as well, and Legends has played quite well. Made a couple of big saves. I thought he was unlucky. I saw a couple of people pointing the finger at him for Preston's second goal, the free kick, but it took a bit of a deflection off the wall. So I was a little bit harsh on him to criticise him for that. But yeah, it's unbeaten in 7, is it now?
7,
I think.
Yeah, 7 games.
Yeah.
So that's in this league where anybody can beat anybody, to go unbeaten in 7, I think is a really positive.
I'm still 6th.
6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's respectable.
Yeah.
But it's quite tight at the top as well, isn't it?
It
It's not-
is,
it's
yeah.
not like
Well,
we've
that's
got-
the thing.
It's not like we've got a runaway at the minute.
Yeah, I mean Norwich looks strong, Newcastle looks strong. If I was to, to put money on it, I'd put them two as really strong favourites to get the top two spots. Obviously, depending on what happens with B6, but I would say Norwich and Newcastle really should be looking at the top two spots. But then it's a dogfight, and I think.
And this is what them up the street haven't realised, have they?
Well, this
You
is
are
what
in a dogfight.
You are
Tuesday,
every
Friday,
game.
so,
every game, you've got
sometimes
to,
2 or 3 games a
You've
week.
got to battle really hard every game, and you can't go in to games with strikers worth. Ended up with 4 strikers on the pitch, all worth about 60 million quid between them. You can't just do that and expect to win games. You've got to earn the
Sorry,
right.
Nick, are we keeping you awake?
Yeah, you are.
Sorry.
Just about.
Yeah.
You've
Remember
gotta-
you are on camera.
But you've got to earn the right to, to win these games, and it is a battle every game. It's a battle. It doesn't matter whether you're playing Newcastle at home or Barnsley away or Preston away. If you switch off for a minute, teams are at you all the time in this league. So.
Yeah, it's a different league, isn't it? It's a very hard league. It's it's like you say, every game's a battle.
Oh, both
And-
goals they conceded against Preston was
terrible.
players
Awful.
dallying on the ball. Wanting too much
Awful.
time, needing too much
You're
time.
a joker, apparently, said Nick Smith.
Who, me?
A joker.
You're a joker.
He's no
You're getting sacked in the morning.
Well, you're no fun, are you?
No.
No, he's no
Not
joker.
very nice.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine Chris Pugh being a comedian on stage?
I think he'd be quite good,
He'd
actually.
be-
You know what,
He's got,
he'd
he's got
be-
the deadpan.
I
He would
know
be-
I'd be good.
He's got the
He would be
deadpan.
the Jack
I know I
D
would be.
of
Yeah,
all
would,
comedy,
yeah.
wouldn't he?
He could teach Jack.
Oh, we actually had a picture of Jack D on his chair when he wasn't here that week. didn't
Oh,
we?
yes.
I know I'd be good. No, but what were the both goals they conceded against Preston were that exact thing. Players wanting too much time on the ball, where they're used to having time on the ball to be able to pass it around. But you haven't got it in this league. Teams are going to be on, especially away from
Yeah,
home.
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
This is quite a good, just before you move on, this is quite a good one.
I wasn't going to move on, Chris, to be honest.
Steve Cassidy, they'll be like Leeds now if they don't get this appointment right. Referring to Villa, a new manager every 3 months.
Well, you do wonder, yeah, especially with the owner being as, wanting to be in the spotlight as much as he does.
Yeah.
If they're not improving, then he's going to feel like it's his duty to change manager every time.
He may be wanting to be in the spotlight, but he's not there.
No,
You
no,
know?
it's not at the moment.
All of
yeah.
a sudden, he's like crept off into the background again. Oh, we don't care anyway, do we, Chris? We
No,
don't, we don't care.
They're
the slightest.
an irrelevant.
Irrelevant.
To us, table
Fickle
top.
Villa fans, as always, moaned about getting Big Eck, and now they're begging for a nose to get in. Said Kappa.
It is a comedy every
Yeah.
week, isn't it? The
But
club, that,
your point is
the club that keeps
your
on
point
winning.
is valid. 3 years ago, if you'd have said, they did take our manager and they were furious about it. They'd never take up one of our managers. That's sacrilege.
And Brucey
And-
never lost to Villa.
Bruce never lost to Villa, yeah. But but I reckon half of them would love Rowett now. Half of them would
I think
be
they would,
more
yeah.
than happy
I
to
think,
have Rowett.
I think 80-90% of them would.
Yeah,
And I think they're reeling about what we've got and the kind of manager that he is.
yeah. I think so. I think they'd be more than deserving.
I bet the profits at Dunelm and B&Q are at an all-time low in the Witten area right now. Said
Well,
Docker.
they're renaming the ground, aren't they? The Dunelm
The
Stadium.
Dunelm stand.
Dunelm Stadium. Oh dear, bed sheets and broomsticks.
Yeah, they didn't have enough time to get the bed sheets
Oh,
together
no,
for
hang
him.
on. Bruce's last game in charge of us was a 2-1 defeat to Villa.
All right, there you go.
Is that correct?
Don't know.
Oh,
Said Stephen
interesting.
Kale.
That
He
is
may,
interesting.
he may be right.
Might be
He
right,
may be
man.
right there, yeah.
I didn't think he'd lost to Villa, but
I didn't either. Yeah.
What time
Maybe
have
we
we?
just sort of pushed it at the back of our mind.
Yeah,
Probably,
yeah.
yeah.
Refused
We
to
would
believe-
do though, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
What time have we got Martin on, Chris?
In about 6 minutes.
About 5 or 6
I need
minutes.
to go and
Yeah,
call him,
brilliant.
actually.
Okay. So the next game then, Forest.
Forest away
Forest away.
after the international, yeah.
Another
Yeah.
international break.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Chance for Gareth to get his feet under the table.
Don't start me on him.
We're going to have a fight over this.
We
one,
are.
I can tell.
We are.
This is not going to go well.
No, it's not.
But yeah, do you want to go on? We'll go on to Forest. I think
do Forest, because I think the other one's going to take a little bit
yeah,
longer.
we could have a whole show on that. I think. I think they're the league's entertainers. They score a lot of goals, but they concede a lot of goals as well.
Very indifferent.
And they've conceded quite a lot of goals late on in games, which makes me wonder about their fitness, what they're doing fitness-wise. And we know how Rowett's like with his players on that. If it's 0-0 with 20 minutes to go, I'd fancy us nicking that. But the chance of it being 0-0 with 20 minutes to go with Forest are quite low, because they're not a team that are gonna sit there and accept that. I think they've won a couple of games 4-3 already at home this season, so they are gonna attack, but they are gonna leave gaps in defence as well.
And then, of course, after that was Rotherham.
Yeah, now that's another Blackburn, isn't it? Where fans are going to expect to beat Rotherham, but they're going to come and try and make it hard for us, and we've got that task again of trying to break them down. If we're still on that unbeaten run going into that, then there's no reason why we couldn't win it. But we've got to be patient. The fans have got to be patient, like they were, to be fair, against Blackburn. I didn't hear much grumbling against Blackburn. I think the fans are starting to learn that if we stick with them, if we're patient, then the chances are going to come, and they came against Blackburn. Thankfully, we took
lots of
one.
good comments for Cots coming in.
Yeah, I think he's reacted well. I thought it was interesting that they gave him the man of the match against Blackburn.
But he deserved it, didn't he?
Well,
Yeah.
If he did or not, he did play well. He put in a lot of testing crosses, and that's what you want from Cottrell, from your wide man. Want.
But what you don't want from him is when he's having an off day.
Yeah,
you don't want your supporters booing him.
No, exactly.
Like that disgraces
but
me.
it's also so difficult
When he's
for a
coming
winger.
On, you booing him even before he's kicked a
well,
ball.
yeah, that's
what's that going to do for your confidence?
Yeah, I don't see the point in that at all.
He's broke his glasses.
I fell over. A grown man fell over.
What age are we at? Because did you fall over?
2 minutes ago.
Did you fall over, or did you have a fall?
Arch.
Because
There's a big difference.
there is a massive difference, and I don't know at what age that changes. That changes.
That was scathing. Oh. Yeah, you've just got up in the comedy stage.
I'm not sure what time that changes. You say.
I had a turn.
Was your carer with you? Yeah, so Rotherham's going to be a sticky wicket.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we travel up to Burton-on-Trent.
Yeah.
And that's, the week before the big one.
Well, I think the next three, Forest, Rotherham and Burton, I think they're all in the bottom half of the table as it stands. So if you're just purely going on form and the current table, then you are looking at it saying...
Can't do it in this division again, though, can you?
But that's the thing. Yeah. That's so difficult. You can't predict. You can't look at a set of fixtures and go, well, we'll win this one. Might not win that one. We'll probably lose that one, because that is the league. You just cannot make these predictions. But if you could go unbeaten in those three, and that's 10 unbeaten going into that one at the end of the month,
right.
10 unbeaten gives us a massive boost going into a game like that.
If we can get that far, that would be absolutely incredible.
But you go into that game and you're saying, who knows what Villa are going to have done by then, but they might not have turned it around completely.
Hopefully not.
And if we are 10 unbeaten,
they could be 19 points behind us at least.
But also, it's such a. Wouldn't it just be the most Blues thing ever?
Yeah, don't you say
they haven't won away. They haven't won away since the first game of last season, and they come to our place. Wouldn't that just be the most Blues thing we've ever done, though?
That's why you love us so much.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, okay, going to switch it a little bit now, because we've got a superstar guest on the phone right now, the legend that is on only Mr. Martin Oconnor. Hello, Martin.
Hiya, Nick.
Apologies for the early sound quality of this recording. Stick with it, it does get better.
5 years we've been going now, and we've only just managed to get you on. Right, Martin, welcome, as I say, to the Tilton Talk Show. We've had lots of people asking if we could ask you some questions on that this evening. 187 appearances for Birmingham in your star-spangled career.
Yeah.
What would you say was the most outstanding one for you?
There's been a few, to be fair, Nick, but I think I've got to be honest. The final at Liverpool was fantastic at Millennium Stadium, but I think the semi-final second leg at St Andrews.
Ipswich.
For me, against Ipswich.
I've got goosebumps. Okay.
Yeah, that sort of. I mean, I've got to be honest. The build to it. We knew in house we could get a result, but the way we got the result, and just the whole day, well, the evening was fantastic. It's something I'll never forget.
My ears are still ringing.
Yeah, it was an unbelievable atmosphere. I'm lucky that I never really got nervous before games, but that game and the final at Millennium, them two games stand out. That I've got to be honest, I was a lot nervous.
Yeah. You were nervous before the final game?
Oh, I mean the Liverpool final and the second leg, because there was all to play for. We really, really, really wanted to get to the final, and the players knew. We knew as players that we had a chance. Ipswich done a job at their place, and one goal behind, but we knew on the way back that we had a chance. And the build up to it, and the game itself, and then the reaction with the fans, and the way the fans got up behind us. The whole evening was fantastic.
I've said this many times on the show before, because it's one of my most outstanding memories, as well as a Birmingham supporter, that I took a profoundly deaf lad to that game, and it's the first time he ever heard anything in his life.
And it was amazing, the noise. I mean,
the whistles at the end.
Yeah, oh well, as a captain, you sort of hear the noise to start off because you're the first one out, but afterwards, and my shorts got took, and my top got my shirt got took, and my boots got took by fans. So it was a memorable.
You're not saying our fans are pikeys, are you?
Well, yeah. I mean, to be fair, it was one of those where as soon as the final whistle, obviously you don't know what to do, because we got to Millennium, we got to a final, and you're looking around, all of a sudden you're just besieged by Blues fans with biggest smiles in their faces. So it was a great evening.
When we scored the goal in extra time, I thought it was a golden goal competition, and I was still celebrating when we kicked off. Genuinely, that's absolutely true.
Right, okay, but I mean, you look at it, and I've got it. Luckily, I've got it in DVD, and the pitch was awful. It was terrible, and modern day football pitches now, and the bobble for AJ to score, it was unbelievable. And then, it's Blues have, over the years apparently have not had much luck, so to get that bit of luck was fantastic, and obviously set us up for a fantastic final.
Yeah, and the final itself, dodgy.
Oh, Nick, dodgy wasn't the word. I mean, I've got to be honest, he's my most hated man in the world, person in the world, because, yes, it was a big occasion, and let's be fair, the first half, he never really touched the ball. But second half, I think we showed a lot of character, a lot of heart, commitment, and the extra time, for me, it was our final. Yes, but for a poor decision from the then, so-called top-level referee.
The referee of the moment.
Things might have been different. It might have been bringing the cup home.
What did it feel like coming back on the coach after? We all know that we were robbed. Yeah, but as a player, what did it feel like coming back?
Well, to be fair, I had my leg up. I had ice all around my knee. Because to be fair to Jerry, he wanted me to play we had Watford, sorry. We had Watford on the next week or something, and the gaffer really wanted me to play. So I had my ice and my knee all packed up in ice. But it was there. There was no music, nobody really talked on the way back. Yes, we proved that we could play and we were a good team, but to lose in the manner we did sort of hurt. And I think I look back and think, but if this had happened, and what if that had happened? But I think it was one of those where we just never got the break, and as I say, the decision from the then so-called top-level official was shocking.
Yeah, it certainly was. Got anything, Chris?
Yeah, Martin, my overriding memory, I was 12 at the cup final.
That was a long time ago.
I know, yeah. But
thanks for that.
Sorry to everyone who remembers it like it was yesterday. But my overriding memory of that was obviously it was the foul on you that got the penalty, and then the whole of extra time. I seem to remember you were just hobbling around the centre circle that whole time. Was it frustrating that obviously you were so clearly injured and you couldn't really do much, but you had to be out there.
No, well, there's a story to that. I mean, obviously I got injured and we got the penalty. We used all our subs, and to be fair to the gaffer, I don't know if his mind was on penalties or it was on the following game, the following week, but there's a few messages got to me saying, you've got to come off and play with 10 men, and there's no way, especially my age and the career I had, I really wanted to stay on, and yes, I hobbled about, and some say I played better, but yeah, it was one of those times where nobody would have took me off, nobody would have dragged me off. It was one of those I was staying on just to be a nuisance more than anything, I suppose. So it was one of those occasions where I started my heart to rule my head, but it was a one and only chance for me to do something in my career and play in the final. I was going to do the best I could and see it take to the end.
Well, there's no discredit to have any of our players on that day, though. To be honest with you, or in the lead up to it, any of them games in the lead up to it, it was just an amazing experience for me.
Yeah, I mean, we as I said at the time, we didn't really have any prima donnas as such. We was just a hard-working team. We were organised and fought for every ball, and we fought for every point, and we understood each other. That was a good thing. And you look at it, and I look back now, and I look at the team we had, and present day, given present day football and the way Blues are playing at the moment, I think if we had that team now, I think we'd win the league. I really do, because we were organised, we were hard to beat, and we had match winners, although we didn't have any egos in the dressing room. So
I think that's what we've got now, pretty much, though, isn't it? We seem to have that balance now, though, don't we? Again now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially it's a hard slog in the Championship. As people who've played there know, it's week in, week out, it's tough. And I look back in my career, and luckily, I've played majority of my football in the Championship, obviously for Birmingham. We've had some great seasons where we just missed out on promotion and playoffs, and it is, you've got to be organised, you've got to be fit, you've got to know your jobs, and you've got to have match winners, but you've got to have a team spirit and an ethic, and I think that at the moment, for me, that's what Blues have got.
There does seem to be now, thankfully, a little glimmer of light at the end of this very long tunnel that we've all been through over the last few years. How do you see it progressing from here?
I think that's what's holding the club back, ownership. Yes, we need investment, everybody knows that, but I think it is holding the club back. I think you've got a great manager who's really doing his best for the club. I think we've got a squad of players, not just a team, a squad of players who all know the job, who are all fighting and willing to fight for the cause. We've got obviously a fan base that's second to none, in my opinion. They're fantastic, and they've seen it and done it, the Blues fans, and I think that they need, for me, and they deserve owners who really respect and have pride in Birmingham City. I want to take the club forward, because I think, for me, we'll see how the season pans out, but I think we've got a manager who can, get us to up or thereabouts in the Championship. We've got a team who, bar injuries and loss of form, can be hard to beat and be challenging. And I think we do need that investment, but I think we need new owners and a new direction for the club.
Right, okay, cool. Message here from Carl. He seems to remember you just brushing hair slightly with somebody called Muscat.
Kevin Muscat, who is he now? I can't remember him. Who was he? I don't know.
That one's come up a couple of times, actually, Martin.
Don't incriminate yourself, whatever you do.
No, I think that story everyone knows. I think he was just an horrible player who got what he deserved, shall we say.
I think everybody agree with that. A question on the Facebook page from Ray. Apart from the cup final, do you have any regrets during your playing career?
Yeah, I think I look back now and again. Maybe I should have come to Blues a bit earlier under Barry Fry. Maybe I should have held out when Steve Bruce and me and him had an argument, and rather than not get bullied, but I just stood up for myself, and that was the end of my Blues career. That was a regret, if you like. But now I've been very fortunate, having starting the professional game late. I've had some great memories, played for some good clubs, got a lot of happy times at most of my clubs. So no, I've got no regrets. No.
And obviously, not many people have walked their club out as captain in a cup final as well.
Well, exactly. It's a proud moment for me and my family. So yeah, no regrets.
Your international career, Martin, you played twice for the Cayman Islands.
Yeah.
What happened with all that malarkey?
Oh, it was great.
And our friends at FIFA.
The rum punch was fantastic, and you flown out business class today. No, he was. I'll be honest. My agent phoned me up one day and said, "Look, he's had a call from somebody from CONCACAF, and apparently you're eligible to play for Cameron. Do you want to go out and just have a game?" He was against Jamaica. Michael Johnson was flying out as well on the same plane. So I went and spoke to Trevor and said, "Look, I've been asked to do this, blah blah blah," and Trevor wasn't happy, obviously. But I said, "No, I'm going anyway," because he was an international, that take president. I went over there, we played Jamaica. I mean, normally they got stuffed. I think it's 5 or 6-0 in front of, one man and his dog. We went over, me and Dave Barnett went over, and we played Jamaica. We lost 1-0, last kick of the game, Dion Burton scored in front of 6,000 people. And put it this way, the next 3 or 4 days, I can't remember, it was just a blur. It was like winning the World Cup for Cameron just to lose 1-0 to Jamaica.
So why was it that they stopped you playing for the Cayman Islands then?
Oh, it was something to do with the FIFA and the regulation, the rules. Which, to be fair, when I look back...
What regulation and rules are FIFA?
No, I mean, people say it was a jolly, but it was hard work, training on the beach in the morning, 6 o'clock, and then going back to train at 7 o'clock at night. It was tough. The Brazilian coach was a great coach, but very resilient, if you like. So it was all technical, and obviously, if you watch me play, I'm not very technical, so it was tough. But yeah, another great experience.
Yeah. Quick question, not Blues related, but what do you think of the current Warsaw situation and how they're doing at the moment in League One?
Yeah, I went Saturday, and I heard that they played poorly against Scunthorpe in the week and lost 4, and I was expecting a reaction, because that's what Warsaw are about. They are a League One club who are pushing, should be pushing, and they dug in there, showed resilience, got 3 points against, let's be fair, a poor Millwall side, but it's Warsaw's a League One club. It's always going to be a small club, because they're surrounded by big giants in Blues and Wolves and Albion and unfortunately Villa. So it's a club that obviously dear to my heart, because I'm from Walsall. I made a league debut for Walsall, so I just hope they can rally, get some consistency in their performance and hopefully be there or thereabouts end of the season.
And obviously Summit Blues have gone through as well. They've lost a lot of their key players over the summer as well, so they know what we know what it's like in their position as well.
Yeah, it's a big transition. When you lose, I think it's 11 players they've lost. To turn that around and get a squad that are going to be competitive, organised, and know the jobs in a short space of time is going to be difficult. And obviously with an inexperienced, if you like, manager, but a manager who's positive and is very motivated and organised, it's going to be tough. But hopefully, as I say, they can turn it around and find some form and consistent form at that, and hopefully push at the end of the season.
This is kind of a testament to your good self. Just had a message on the screen from Doco. Whenever I see him down the Blues, I always say hello to him, and he always gives me a big smile back. It's great to see that he's not a prima donna and respects the ordinary fans.
Yeah, I think football's about the fans. I know as players we're very privileged. There's a lot of hype and a lot of stories about these players being big time and all that. But for me, it's being a local boy and knowing what it's like, a working class family, knowing what it's like to go down to Blues or Walsall and watch your favourites playing, your team play. It's great, and to be appreciated in the manner that I think I am is great for me. And I'm not going to blank or be ignorant to anybody who wants to say hello, whether whatever colour they're wearing.
Cool. One more question on the Facebook page. You can take this any way you want. Who was the hardest opponent you came up against?
Hardest? Wow. I didn't play much reserve football, to be fair, in my career. For some reason, I seem to play in the first team all the time. So we played Man United at Man United, and we played against Roy Keane. He's coming back from a hip operation, and it was 75 minutes of pure hell. I've got to be honest. But a learning curve for me. To know what it's like to be at the top of your game and things like that. So I would say Roy Keane, but on a season upon season, there's a lot of tough players, if you like, in the Championship, and I'd like to think I was one of those, not dirty, but just physical and hard and competitive and wanted to win. So I think if you've got them characteristics, you do well in the Championship.
Well, there's a team just up the road who are finding now that they're not doing so well in the Championship because I don't think they quite understood what it's all about. are we lucky in the fact that we've been there a few years and we know what the league's all about, and the situation that we're in now, the 17th is looming, and hopefully Independence or Freedom Day or whatever we want to call it is just round the corner, because it's taken 5 years out of our lives, and that's what supporters are like, isn't it? It's your life, isn't it? Your football club is your life, and I don't know. Do you really see brighter things round the corner now?
Yeah, I'd like to think so. I think you've got to be positive. For me, following Blues and watching Blues and their results and seeing what's happening, I think we're on the right road. We do need, as I mentioned, we need new owners. But I think when you look at Birmingham City, to be in the position we're in, with not a lot of money, but always well supported, I think the future is bright if we had a bit more investment. Because I'm sure, sometimes you have a lot of money and that can be a problem. But to have little money, that is a bigger problem for me. And in January, we might need that little bit of a push. We might need that little bit of more incentive, that bit of energy that a new signing or two new signings brings. And for me, you look at it, and I think maybe, hopefully we don't need it, but if we do, I'm sure we'll be thereabouts for sure.
Are you going to the big one at the end of the month?
I'm saying yes at the moment, but obviously work commitments. I'm a senior scout now for another championship club, so that they might take me away from the game. But I'd love to go there. It'd be a great atmosphere for me.
And this is the thing that's been missing at St Andrews for a very long time, is that atmosphere, and our players haven't probably witnessed it yet. And what they've got coming, A, they've got to be prepared for, but B, NR's going to inspire them. Yeah,
well, I played against Villa in a pre-season friendly. It was the most.
No such thing.
Well, exactly. It was one of those eye-opening, and you can hear it from the change when you're in the change room. So, but I think as a football player, them the games you want to play in. You don't want to play. No disrespect, you want to play in every game, but the big games, the most important games, not just for players, for fans. You want to be there and thereabouts, and you want to be up there, in the trenches when the bullets are flying. And for me, if you're a Birmingham City player, it's a great game to play in.
Without a doubt, I think it's one of the best you can have, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you look back and you think, right, we played against Villa, and whether it be home or away, we turn them over. And I think, you can look back and it's for the fans. I think that game, both games, home and away, are for fans.
Obviously, you just missed out on the ones at the start of our Premier League campaign, the ones. But your point about, I think you would have fit in really well there, because I think that the sort of thing that won it for us was we did win that midfield battle, and I think that's key in derbies like that. And at the moment with them, they're not playing many midfielders at the moment. They seem to be relying on their strikers, whereas we have got that balance, which I think gives me a lot of optimism for the derby.
Definitely, I think the derby you have to play with your head. I can remember, playing against Albion and the likes of Richard Sneakers and Appleton and all these players, and there was pretty cool. But I think you look forward to playing against these type of players. You look forward to playing against those kind of clubs, because it was just down the road. And the Blues Villa derby, it's a fantastic occasion. I've been fortunate to go to a couple of games, especially at Blues, and been great atmospheres and great nights. And I think you have to play with your head, but you also have to play with your heart. And it's not just for 3 points, although it is, but it's for the fans and bragging rights the next day and for the weeks and months and years to come. So I think it's one of those that you go down fighting rather than in a whimper.
Yeah. And it is for years to come. It is.
I
remember all my Villa derbies. The very first one my dad ever took me to. Wow, my goodness me! I was just like awestruck. It was just unreal. Nothing like it. Beautiful. I can't wait. Yeah. Can't wait.
Yeah, I think when being a winner, when somebody's down, you've got to knock them down and keep them down. And I think at the moment they're going through a transition, shall we say, and turmoil. And for me, it's about Birmingham City. It ain't about Aston Villa. We need 3 points, massive 3 points, and we can not just the gap. It's looking up rather than looking down. And I think a good performance, a strong performance, can win the day.
How many Villa derbies did you play in, Martin?
Sorry?
How many Villa derbies did you play in?
I only played in one.
Just the one?
I was saying a pre-season friendly, yeah. It was an occasion, shall we say. It was an occasion.
Where was that at?
It was at St Andrews.
Right, okay. Yeah, I remember the occasion. Chris got another question for you.
From Tom Richardson, obviously we're talking about the derby with Villa, but who would you rather have beaten in a Blues side, Wolves or West Brom?
Sorry, Chris, can you say that again, please, mate?
Yeah, sorry. Obviously we're talking about the derby with Villa, but the question was, who would you rather beat in a Blues team, Wolves or West Brom?
It'd probably be Wolves, because my mates are Wolves fans, I'm going to be honest. Because, again, it's bragging rights, isn't it? It's bragging rights. And, again, big clubs, Albion and Wolves, but for me, if I had to pick one out of the two, it would be Wolverhampton Wanderers, yeah.
I applaud that. You'll have my vote any day of the week. So what's next for Martin O'Connor then?
Obviously to continue with my academy, it's going well at the moment.
How many guys have you got in there?
We've got nearly 40
Okay,
guys in there. Yeah, so we're doing well. We're doing okay. And
would you like 3 more?
Sorry?
Would you like 3 more?
Yes. Yes.
Well, there's myself. Over there. Right, I've had more surgery.
No, sorry,
I've had more surgery.
You're too old now. You're too old.
There's Chris Pugh who couldn't laugh for the world, and Chris Brown fell over and broke his glasses today anyway. But we make a motley crew at least.
Right, okay. Well, I've got a few of those anyway, so yeah, you've been good company. No, just enjoying my life. You know, I'm happy doing what I'm doing. I'm out watching games, scouting for this championship club, match reports and play reports, and obviously the academy. So yeah, I'm happy.
Good, excellent. And are you looking forward to the Blues getting promoted this year then?
It'd be great.
And do you think it will happen? Do you think it could happen?
I think it could happen. Yeah, I think it could happen. But again, if we can avoid, major injuries to our squad, and maybe, like I say, a bit of investment and maybe some new faces in January.
Yeah. Well, you've worn the T-shirt, you've done there, you've had the joys, and I'm sure you've had the sorrows too. Ladies and gentlemen, brilliant interview there with the one and only legend of St Andrews, Martin O'Connor. Thanks so much, Martin, for joining us on the Tilton Talk Show.
Thanks, guys.
And you're very welcome to come in anytime you like, sir.
Will do.
Okay,
definitely.
all right, there you go, you've said it. We've got a contract now. All verbal contracts are...
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, Martin, do take care. Cheers. Cracking guy, what a nice man.
Cheers, Martin.
I remember, well, you was a kid, I was young, but you was a kid, when he was there playing. Always so very committed.
Yeah, that's the one thing I'd say. Obviously I was young, but that's probably my earliest memory of the team that I went to see regularly. And O'Connor was that committed. I mean, that cup final where he was so clearly injured. He really was struggling to move around the pitch, but he, like you said in the interview there was no way he was coming off. And I think that summed him up as a player there.
And very vocal as well. Yeah,
and when you're the captain, you've got that fighting spirit and that dedication that warms you to the fans. Obviously, the fans really take to that kind of that dedication and that level of performance that he put in, and the spirit he showed. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I always remember they growl like a lion at at his own players, but it was always for the good of cause.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Nice guy. We do look forward to having him live in the studio, hopefully sooner rather than later.
And apologies for the sound quality. For some reason, we couldn't get that through the mixer, so we had to go to old-fashioned way.
Hey ho.
Always next week.
Well, next week. Have we got next week found up yet, Mr. Brown?
There could be a biggie next week. I'm saying no more just yet.
There you go. You've heard it first here on the Tilton Talk Show. 8:25. We're going to have another half-time break again. Do we care?
No, not really.
Have we knocked the half-time break on the air? We'll roll with it, will we? Roll with it. Super 6. Did you see my post again on Facebook halfway through the game, Chris?
I didn't know. Sorry.
17 points. There I was first, and Sharon was second.
Well done.
And she says to me, "Don't put that on. You know what it's going to happen." And there we go.
There you go.
I think I ended up with about 4 or 6 again, something like that. You didn't do very well, did you, Mr. Booster?
I forgot to do it.
You forgot?
That is the second week this season that I forgot to do it.
How do you forget?
I don't know. Maybe I need to start doing what you guys do and
talk about it.
No, do it straight as soon as the other matches are finished.
Well, because Sharon's still beating me, she's obsessed by it.
Oh, okay.
She has this obsession with Super 6 and still goes around telling everybody, this, that and the other. It's going to be a difficult one this week with Bradford Shrewsbury,
home win,
Gillingham Oldham,
Home win.
Rochdale Southend, Scunthorpe Northampton,
Home win.
Luton Crew,
Home win.
and Hartlepool Crawley Town.
Draw.
And did you see when the goal was scored this week?
No.
31st minute. 31 minutes. I got 17 points at half-time. I thought, hey, could be in here. Looked at the goal, 31 minutes, I put 5. So that's me out.
That is a light one.
Yeah, it's not going to be an easy one to predict this week. So the league currently, as it stands,
What do we have to?
I'm 27th. Craig Darby is winning with 94. My sister, Pat Spall, who I have to pay credit to, all right,
well done, Pat.
has got 89. She's probably stolen about 80 of them, but she's got 89.
She's bought points. this whole FA, everyone going down the FA rules.
She found a way to go around.
She's had a word with Big Sam, and he's bought Super 6 points for her.
Oh dear me. Ray Hobro in third with 89. Well done, Ray. Gareth Hudson, the Stokey, in fourth with 87. Tom Heslop 83. Stephen Cale 82. Matthew Gordon 81. Christina Hobro 81. Craig Masters 80. And Jason Wilkins in 10th with 79. I have to press the view more to get to mine and yours.
I wish you didn't.
But I do. And it's not working for some unknown reason.
That's a shame.
Oh, it has. Chris Brown, you're in 16th.
Oh, good.
My son Luke in 19th with 67. Me 27th. Sharon's 25th with 58 on 51. And Chris Pugh on 48 points. Now, Sharon's brother, Gordon Tonkinson, watch him. Keep your eye on him.
Okay.
He's only been with us for 3 weeks. And he's on 33 already.
Oh my goodness.
And he's only been with us for 3 weeks.
We've actually got somebody who knows what they're doing.
He ain't got a clue.
Oh.
He's a Man United fan.
Oh, there you go.
He wouldn't have a clue, would he?
Well, I was
He's just lucky on the buttons.
Stuck in traffic on the way to the Man City game on Sunday because Old Trafford were coming out at 1 o'clock.
God blimey, of course they were, yeah.
Stuck with 75,000 people trying to come out.
Great. Okay, so we're going to leave Super 6 right where it is because I'm not that interested in it, to be perfectly honest with you.
It's all about next season, though, isn't it? Next season's the big one, obviously.
Why?
Well, it just is. I just think next season's the important one. I'm saving myself for next season.
I've been carrying an injury for 2 seasons. So. 17th of October. The proposed takeover
the T word
is due on the 17th of October. As supporters, we haven't got a clue what it means. We don't know, we're not privy to the ins and outs and this, that and the other.
Absolutely not.
But there is an understanding, obviously, that they want to get back floated on the stock market again. Again, what that means, it all goes over my head.
Yeah.
I prefer to see it on the pitch rather than only the backroom stuff to be.
Well, as fans, obviously, you want the situation to be dealt with, and we'd all love to have owners that spent lots of money, but realistically.
But look what we're doing with nothing.
Well, that's the thing. It's what's actually important as fans is the results on the pitch, and at the moment we're getting them. So for as far as I'm concerned, this can take be behind the scenes as much as possible. Tell us when it's all sorted. Don't keep giving us dates about when things are going to happen and things. Let us know when it's all sorted, and just leave Rowett and the players to what they're doing at the moment, because it's working well at the moment.
It's weird because of the 5 years that we've done the Tilton Talk Show. It's been a talk.
Well, for the first 3 it was every week, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because nobody knew what was happening.
Yeah.
But I'm happy with it to be in the background.
And I think I've got notes from one of the first shows that we did saying hopefully in 6 weeks' time this will all be over.
Wow, yeah.
That's 5 years ago. You won't remember that, Chris.
Well done with that.
What is he doing over there?
I'm trying to get the mixer sorted out with the phone.
Right, okay.
Just in
I'd
case.
leave it till after the show. Actually.
Yeah, I know. But I think somebody's going to phone us in.
So with that takeover, then will that add more stability onto the field? Probably not. I don't know, because I think things are pretty stable there as they are.
I was just going to say I don't think it'll make much difference to the playing squad until January, where if it has gone through,
if anything, it could
and there
actually
is a little
it,
bit
it?
of money,
It could enhance it if you look at it that way.
Yeah.
Oh, crikey, okay, we've got some money. That means more people are coming in. That means I'm going to up my game
Possibly,
a little bit.
yeah, exactly. But that's one way that the players could hopefully that they see it, that there is a bit of more pressure on them and they can step it up. But Rowett's loyal to the players he's got now, and I don't think with the money that we'll get, if we do get it in January, he'll be able to be spending, signing 10 players and things like that.
I don't think he wants it.
So exactly,
from the interview that he had on Radio West Midlands earlier, I don't think he wants to go down that route.
Yeah.
He'd rather have the quality than the quantity.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I think that's
quality. Yeah.
But that's what he's done since he's come in. He
Absolutely.
hasn't overloaded with loan players and got a massive squad together. He has stuck with a smallish squad, a relatively small squad. Obviously, it's grown this. That's what he's done.
Sorry.
This winter, this summer transfer window is, he brought the additions in that he had to up front to give us a bit more about us, but he hasn't gone crazy and signed eight different players on transfer deadline day. So
no.
I do think he wants a smaller squad, and he's happy with that. If the money is available in January, and he can get one or two additions in just to bolster the squad, then all the better for it.
Right, okay.
Well then, can we just hold the line for just 2 minutes? I believe we've got somebody on the line. Are you there, caller? Are you doing all right? Hang on a bit. I'm just going to try and make you a bit louder.
Are we going to have to go back to the antique version again?
You carry on.
Not a problem. Yeah, so I suppose it's going to be a sigh of relief for everybody, all the supporters. Once that we know that regime is done, dusted, lock, stock, 2 smoking barrels out and finished.
But then it's not going to be over, because you've got a company that will be in charge that are aiming to sell the place. So it's not like we're getting owners that are going to be there for years.
Well, I suppose, yeah, and then we actually don't know what their intentions really are, do we?
Well, their intention is to make money and sell it eventually to the best bidder. So,
have we got our caller back there?
Right, far away, Doco.
Okay, hi Chris, hi Nick, hi Chris.
You alright?
Can you hear me? You alright?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah, we can, unfortunately, yes.
I tried a little experiment tonight. You know what it was about last year when our friends were giving away WM. Hang on a sec. And I had that little tete-a-tete with Mr. Franks.
Yeah.
Oh, I really remember it well, yes.
Yeah.
And I sent you the emails, and I said that I don't think that any club, especially when it's a derby, should be giving away tickets live on air.
Yeah.
And they're saying, oh, well, the Villa gave them us. So, I've seen that Gary Rowett was on WM tonight, and I thought, well, as Nick saw the letter, Paul Frank said I was welcome to phone their show any time. Well, he wasn't doing it tonight. It was another guy.
It was, yes.
So I phoned up at 10 to 6, and I said, could I, as soon as they answered the phone, I said, hello, John, because they sort of must have a thing where they know who you are when you phone in. And did I get on to ask a question to Gary Rowett?
Well, I didn't hear you, to be honest with you, Doc, and I did listen to the whole show.
Eh?
I didn't hear you, but I did listen to the whole show.
Yeah. I didn't get on. I think I've been blackballed. I think they don't like criticism at WM. I think you three lads might be blackballed as well. I know you won't phone them, but because we criticise them for their stance, I will listen next week or sometime. I'll tell you why I'll listen. I want to know if they'll be giving away tickets for the Blues Villa match.
No problem. Okay,
I'll tell you why. I always buy my tickets. I support my club. I don't see why somebody like that should be giving away. And it's a serious point. I'm not obsessed with it. It's not a crusade. I just think it's unfair that us blokes, ordinary people, put
put the money in the pocket, and somebody that never goes down gets a free ticket.
I can understand your point of view, Doco, but what if you go into a club and there's a raffle and you think, oh, I've not been here before, and you take £1 out of your pocket, you buy a raffle ticket, and all the club members have been there for years, and you win the top prize?
No, yeah, I've got no problem. Yeah, if it's a raffle and you're putting something in either to support a charity or a club or an institution or anything like that, fine, you bought a ticket.
Right.
That's the luck of the draw, but not when it's
A freebie.
not when it's like you just phone up a radio show and give a stupid answer or something like. And all the questions are so simple, like who's the manager of Birmingham City? You know, everybody's going to know that and phone in. So they must. If all it is they're saying, oh well, Villa do this, Villa do that, like, and they give it to us. But I didn't see it with the Blues.
All right, okay. Well, just to let you know, the results of our competition will be drawn in a couple of moments' time from a couple of weeks ago, where we'll be giving away a Paul Tate lookalike T-shirt. The question was asked a couple of weeks ago. You were asked to send your answers in by email. Several responses for that, so we'll be drawing that out the hat just shortly.
Yeah, okay. But no, I just thought I'd make this point and phone in and tell you.
All right, well, we got the.
Yeah, you phone in, but because you've made a criticism about them in the past, they don't want to know you.
All right, okay. Well, what we'll try and do, Doc.
To see if they'd actually do.
All right, let me get a word in. What we'll try and do, we'll try and find out if Radio West Midlands are going to be allocated any tickets, and bear in mind that they do have to be allocated those tickets as prizes to give them away, and whether they'll be giving them away in the next week or so.
Okay.
All right, and we'll try and get back to you next Monday.
See you later.
Take it easy.
Cheers,
Thank you,
Doco,
Bobby.
legend.
That leads us finally onto our competition. A couple of weeks ago, we asked the question.
By the way, I'd like to announce that I've never criticised BBC Radio WM, in case I ever want to phone them again.
Or a job.
I know, or a job, yeah.
However, after the Gary interview finished tonight
Paul
at 7
Franks,
o'clock.
there's only one Paul.
Love you, Paul.
When the Gary Rowe interview finished at 7 o'clock tonight, that's normally the end of the sports show.
Yeah.
But they did have an hour special coming up on Aston Villa
they
straight
would do,
afterwards.
yeah.
Mm.
It's important. They've just lost their manager. In all fairness to them.
Whoopee. Okay, so the question we asked 2 weeks ago: when were the floodlights installed at St Andrews for the first time, and which match was it that they were switched on against? Right, and when was it, etc., etc. This is not to give away any tickets for the Blues Villa game. we genuinely haven't been allocated.
Honestly,
We love you,
Either
Paul.
club.
We love you, Paul. Paul actually works with my wife at Lloyd's Bank.
Really?
Yeah. Just thought I'd let you know.
Right.
it's good information.
I love you, Paul.
We fell over backwards on that one, didn't we?
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go then. Competition winner from a couple of weeks ago. This was for the T-shirt, which is Paul Franks lookalike. It's the blue shirt with the white logo on rather than the white shirt, original one with the blue logo on, because we like to do things a little bit different here on Sports Radio.
Mix it up.
And Mr. Fun, would you like to draw the ticket?
If you'd like me to.
Not. Oh, yes, that's resounding.
This is for a Sports Radio, not to keep right on. Sports Radio T-shirt.
Here we go.
Personally made by
Personally made by yourself, was it, Chris? Right.
So you can't see.
Take one.
Is that one?
That is one. That is one.
That is one.
Drum roll.
Here we go.
Ray Hobran.
No.
No,
Put it to the camera if you want.
There we go.
Oh, everybody's going to go, that's a fiddle.
And the answer to the question, the floodlights were installed in 1956 and officially switched on for a friendly against Borussia Dortmund in 1957. Slightly before my time, slightly before your time, and around about your time, I would have thought, Chris.
Yes.
Yeah.
Only just. I had to think about that.
What year were you born?
58.
1958? Oh, so it was slightly before your time then.
Yeah.
Right. Didn't know they had electric back then.
Had problems.
Right, want to just have a quick chat about criticism of players.
Can we just reiterate who the winner was? Ray Hobro, well done.
Anything on the shout box before we crack on, dude?
There's about 40 on here that we haven't gone through.
Go on then, nip through.
Can we go through one and blue? I won the top prize a couple of years ago. I think he's going back to Docco's call. In a pub in Worcester. I had only ever been in that pub once previously. I ended up walking out with just over 1,500. And the death stares I had off the regulars was class. Never been back in there since.
It's the look of the draw, though, isn't it? Surely, you've got to be in it to
win. He's going to have those now.
You've got to be in it to win it.
Ray's won slightly less than £1,500.
It's probably worth a whole lot more. It's probably worth a whole lot more.
Priceless. He actually inquired about buying one as well.
Oh, bless him. There you go. We'd just like to say, ladies and gents, that raffle was done completely above board and to all FA and FIFA rules.
It was, yeah.
And big thanks to Martin as well for coming on as well.
Thanks.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah.
Ray was rubbish on Super 6 this week. I had to fake an injury, he says. Everyone should enter Super 6. The right investment in the right place at the right time. Watch this space.
Yeah, I'm hoping so.
Quality from Docco. Somebody's been on the
dubious.
On the dupes.
Docco's probably written that.
Brandon Lee said he's going to his first Blues Villa derby.
Who, sorry?
Brandon Lee.
Brandon Lee, well,
got his first
good luck to you. I hope you enjoy it, and take some earplugs with you, lad, because it's going to be loud.
And don't forget to visit KeepRightOnClothing.com.
Yes, of course.
.com.
Our friends at Keep Right On Clothing.
Our friends at Keep Right On, yeah, they're fantastic. Tom Richardson said Dortmund.
Yeah.
Well done, Tom.
Well done, Tom.
The last time I won everything, it was Barrington's book. Oh, of course, yes.
It was
I don't feel too bad now. He won Barrington's book.
Patterson Bible, that was a while ago.
A couple of years. Must be 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay.
What, 2 years? It could be 4, 5, 4.5. Got to be.
It might have been. It's 4, yeah.
God, it was good 4 years ago. What was the last thing you won, Mr. Brown?
Me?
Yes.
What's the last thing I won?
Yeah, same question to you, Chris. Oh, yeah, I know you don't join in fun things.
I've never won anything.
I won... it might not have been the last thing. It might have been. But, I won a pair of flights on a commercial radio station.
A pair of what?
Oh.
Flights.
To where?
For
right.
a airline.
Well, come on, look.
No, I'm not allowed to say brands.
You can mention it.
I won flights with the now in trouble monarch.
Oh, right, okay.
It was to... You could pick your destination.
And where did you go?
Very nice.
So we went to
East Midlands.
Cyprus.
From Birmingham to East Midlands.
Yeah. Short flight. Yeah, so we went to Cyprus.
So you actually won the holiday as well, or just
no,
just
just
the
the
flights?
flights.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's a good prize. Last thing I won was £60-something last night.
Oh, well done.
Yeah, there's a ticket machine in the club where I go. And you buy either put £1 in, 50 pence, or 25 pence
We've
tickets.
got one
you know,
and
pulled 6 out, and there was about £61.50, I think, in £62.50. Beg your pardon. So it's
well done.
Yeah, okay.
Even though Sharon's claimed the prizes because she opened the tickets, I bought them and paid for them and put the money in.
Yeah.
Gave her the option of which one she would like to choose to play.
We shouldn't have given her the option.
Do you know, my fingers were rather sore, so I thought, well, I can't do all these on my own. So then she claimed the money and put it in a purse, mind you. And
Never to be seen again.
never to be seen again. I'm a kept person. I'm like, I have to have pocket money. Mm-hmm. Anything else coming through, Chris?
Are we doing a Saturday special?
A Saturday special for when?
Prior to the B6.
A Saturday special.
More will be revealed later on in the season, shall we say?
Oh, interesting. Even I'm intrigued by that.
Yeah. You never know, do you? You never know.
We're doing a Saturday special on a Monday at the minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, which goes out.
The Saturday special so special it's on a Monday.
Sam said, when was the last time Villa won anything?
Who cares?
So what, a catering award?
That's a good point.
Catering award?
Who cares?
A couple of years ago.
Right, I want to move on then because we've only got 15 minutes now. Happenings this week. The England manager, Mr. Big Sam, and I know you've got some views on this, Chris. The most successful England manager, by the way,
Of all time, yeah.
Played 1-1-1.
Statistically, yeah.
Your thoughts?
Oh, it's just so silly. To come out and say that it's your dream job, it's the job you've dreamed of all your life, 60 odd years of wanting a job, a specific job, you get it, and a week later you go into a meeting like that.
Yeah.
It's just, it's a risk that your whole career, the career that you wanted all your life, for £400,000 and a couple of flights to the Far East to talk about football is ridiculous, and I don't have any sympathy for Sam. I really don't. I can't find.
It's not like you're not paid enough, is it?
Well, that's
free flights, free
the
this,
money.
free
The
hotels,
money,
free everything.
I mean, he hasn't been sacked for the money thing. He hasn't been. They couldn't keep him on because he has come out and he's been caught out in public discussing a way to get around FA rules.
Should there be a way? Should there be a way to get around the rules? Though?
Well, no, there shouldn't. No. But the FA have spent the last 10 years or so criticising every other footballing body, FIFA, every other organisation for blaming, having a go at them for corruption, saying that they're bent and they can't be trusted. If they let Sam stay on, that gives so much ammunition to every other footballing body, and FIFA can turn around and say, "Oh, you can't talk. You can't tell us about how corrupt we are. Your manager is more than happy to flaunt your own rules." So they couldn't keep him on, and Sam knows that. He should have known that.
He would have known it.
That is why you can't have any sympathy with him, because he has taken that risk and that gamble for the sake of £400,000. And it's madness. It really is, and it's a shame because you want, you said about as once that man is in charge of your club, you'll back him to the hilt until the day he goes. Mm-hmm. And I wanted Sam to do well for England, because if Sam does well for England, then England are doing well. And I wanted him to do well, and I saw a couple of, I think we said you weren't. A lot of people weren't that fussed or impressed about the one game he had in charge, but I saw a few things that did impress me and that I did have high hopes for. But they had no choice. He had to go. He had to go. There was.
Can you see him getting club football again?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I do. I think clubs are so desperate. If there's a club struggling to stay up in the Premier League,
or the
that need a manager,
or the championship,
yeah. But I don't know whether he'd drop that far, because I think he knows that if there's a club struggling to stay up in the Premier League come December, January time, and they sack their manager, then I think they are. Clubs will be so desperate to stay in the Premier League. I think they will go for it.
How much fan stick is he going to get then?
Massive,
everywhere he goes.
Massive from other clubs, yeah. But if he keeps that team up, then he'll be a hero with them, like the same as he was with Sunderland. If Sunderland get rid of Moyes, the fans will be desperate for him to come back.
No, I have heard, and it's only what I've heard, that England have paid him off £1 million.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I'm not so sure. Obviously, you don't know.
Heard, no.
But they give him a contract, so if he has,
he broke the rules.
Yeah. But if they've sacked him,
do you break the rules at work? Would you get paid? Would you get a payoff?
No.
Football must be the only place in the world that does it. If of course that's happened. But it's not just that.
Yeah, you don't know for certain. No. So, but so he had to go.
Ray totally agrees with you.
Thank you, Ray.
Yeah.
Well done for winning the shirt.
Yeah. Kelly says, Kevin Kelly said, Sam showed his true colours. That's the green of greed.
Yeah, it is. I completely agree.
But why? This is what the bit I can't get in the head. He's got so much anyway. Yeah, 400 grand's probably nothing to him, is it? Really?
Well,
really, in the grand scheme of things.
If somebody says to you, "It's so easy. All you've got to do is talk about football for a couple of hours. We'll put you up in a 5-star hotel, flights paid for, and that." That
happens to us here on the Tilton and Talk show every week.
Well, that's true. Yeah, get offers left, right, and centre. Yeah.
Can you say Fat Sam accused the Telegraph of entrapment But all they did was open the cookie jar and happily put his hand in.
Absolutely.
But you know, I don't
man is a
think
fool.
it's even the
man
cookie
is a
jar
fool.
that's been
He is,
opened.
yeah.
I think that's just the tip of the iceberg.
But
That's only
are
what
we
I think.
really surprised? I think that's the question. Are we really surprised that this sort of thing goes on? Because, you know, every other country in the world seems to do it. But, not
Allegedly.
in England.
Allegedly.
Not allegedly. No, not in England, no. No, our English managers are honest as the day, you know. They wouldn't do anything wrong, would they?
course that- well,
the good old English.
You know full well yourself that all have to pass the fit and proper person's test,
But
wouldn't
but it's so unrealistic that we think everybody else in the world is corrupt and bending rules left, right, and centre, but we don't in our own country.
Sad state of affairs once
Yeah.
again that the top end of football has got itself into.
Well, how long we got left? 9 minutes.
9
But
minutes.
I'll open a can of worms. I think.
Can of worms,
I'm,
eh?
I'm happy with Southgate. I think I must be the only one.
You
but-
are the only
Sorry, for a
I'm
minute
happy.
I thought he said, I'm happy
Watch
with
Facebook
Southgate.
Live late up now. Chris Pugh
I'm,
is
I'm happy with the Southgate
Gareth
appointment.
Southgate.
But you look at what the FA have had to deal with. You know, the mess of the Euros that Hodgson put us in.
Who employed him?
The embarrassment of Allardyce.
Who employed him?
Yeah, but the Allardyce thing isn't the FA's fault. He did that himself. He's put the FA in a really tough position.
No, he didn't.
And
He
he's
put
put
them in the
an
only position that
impossible
they could be in.
Isn't he put him in an impossible position? That's not the FA's
So
fault.
for the next four
but
games,
the
because
one
this is
thing
one thing
that
you want to
Gareth
talk about.
Southgate- The one thing that Gareth Southgate will bring is stability.
I can't
he will
forgive
He will not rock the boat
Can't forgive him.
for missing a penalty.
Yeah.
Oh, for goodness sake.
It seems there is that much money around. It happens at the very top levels.
It does. Of course it does.
And the FA did pay the millions as the alternative tribunal and court costs would exceed the massively cheaper to pay some
Yeah.
off. And FA, and of the cash to push a case through courts.
But you
Yeah.
just sacked him. No money, no nothing. It's all right.
But
Goodbye.
you can't. You've got to... Is there employment? There's employment law and everything, isn't there? So
Yeah, but why does football seem to go above normal employment law, above and beyond? It's just a job at the end of the day.
yeah.
Yeah? You do wrong, you get sacked. End of. Huh? You steal out that cookie jar, you get your fingers wrapped. End of. Why should football be different?
It's not. It's as corrupt as...
Mr. Pugh can't answer me.
Oh, well, it's
does he?
not.
I'm speechless.
That was his first time ever. I've done
Absolutely
it.
speechless.
Do you have a rant this week, Chris?
Do I have a rant? Can I do it?
We've got 7 minutes.
Go on, do it.
Oh, go on.
Go on then.
So, I was sitting at the women's final. Obviously, I'm there to watch Blues Ladies in a cup final, and it means a lot. You want to see your team win. I think the attendance was about 4,200. The amount of plastic fans that turn up for a cup final that were sat around me with the little clapper boards that I hated last season with Leicester, and I hate them now, and I'll forever hate them. And the amount of people there who were obviously just there for a nice day out with a couple of picnic boxes and bags of food, and they don't realise that it actually means something to some people. You know, and they're walking up and down the steps, off to the bar, off to the toilet, and I think at one stage there was a corner up the one end of the pit, and they were just stood. People just stood waiting for their kids to come past. To get out, just having a nice gentle day out of the football, but it actually means something to some people, and they can't quite get their head around it. And it's the one thing about going to watch the women's game that it is that for me, because I was used to growing up watching men's football, obviously for years, and then I got into the women's game. But going to watch women's football is so different because there is this plastic fan brigade that will just go to watch the game, and they don't quite understand that it means something, and some people actually do care about it quite a lot, and they want their team to win.
So
do you know what I mean?
What's your point then? What you're actually getting at?
I think it's just the difference between the difficulty for me going to watch women's football where a lot of people aren't actually that fussed about the result or whether they win, or they're just going, and it's that difficulty that women's football.
There's going to be football supporters at one stage or other in their life are going to be. It's going to be their first game, or their second game. And it's going to get.
And one day they
might.
I
think I was the same when I first went to a game. I was only about 10 or 11, and I wanted to run up and down the steps.
Yeah.
I wasn't watching the game.
Yeah,
Not
so much the the kids that are there. Obviously, like you say, it's good for the kids to be there to see, especially young girls and that, because they can look at what these girls are achieving, and as something to look up to. But it's that family orientated atmosphere that the women's football tries to push
Embrace.
towards. And sometimes in a cup final where it actually means something,
you want a bit more passion.
It's quite difficult to be around, because it means a lot. I heard a couple of people swearing and sort of people giving them dirty looks, but I'm thinking, but it means something to them. There was one occasion where the referee gave a throw-in, or the linesman gave the throw-in, and then changed his mind, and there was a bit of a deliberation, and then the throw-in eventually went to Man City, and that was when a couple of the Blues fans were giving a dig at the linesman. I don't condone swearing, but sometimes you do boil over, your passions do boil over, when it means something to you, and you actually want your team to win. And they were given a few dirty looks, and I'm sitting there thinking,
did they take money, Blues?
There was a decent following from Blues. Yeah, well, they were allocated 2 blocks specifically, so those blocks did have quite a few Blues fans in it. Yeah,
good stuff.
Good point coming from Walden Blue on the England.
I've just seen the first line and I don't like it.
I blame the players who can't be bothered to put a full shift in for England. They're the ones on the pitch kicking the ball. Any England manager should look outside of the Premier League for players who would be honoured to play for their country. And it should be an honour to play for your country. It should be.
Is it nearly time to go?
It is nearly time to go.
Good.
I completely and utterly agree with Walden Blue.
Quick comments on Brucey going to Villa. Do we think
I don't care.
Odds?
I think if he was offered it, he'd snap it up right away.
Because he still lives around the area, doesn't he?
And he'd do anything for a job.
Do we think he'll go?
I think he'd go. If offered it, he'd go. I think they as a club would be mad not to offer it him. So if he's their first choice, he'd take it.
Big Sam?
It's very soon.
Do you think
it's
he needs
very
a
soon? Yeah, a couple of months. I think it's still very soon after that.
Right.
If they had the choice, Big Sam or Bruce, then I think they'd still go with Bruce. Personally.
And you're saying that
I think they'd
saying
go
this on the
up,
Tilton Talk Show that if Steve Bruce becomes
the next
manager of B6,
they'll
will get promoted.
Yes, I think
will
he'll take
get
them up.
promoted.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying.
Yes.
Cool. Okay. I think
3rd of
that
October.
I think that everybody out there hopes you're wrong.
I hope I'm wrong. I absolutely hope I'm wrong. Yeah.
Well, it's going to be a busy week, a busy couple of weeks, and then a busy month. Forest away, Rotherham, Burton Albion, then the big one. And of course, we've got the 17th coming up. No guarantees that Freedom Day is going to arrive, but we'll just have to wait with bated breath until such time as. This has been the Tilton Talk Show. Thanks to Martin Oconnor, our special guest tonight. Thanks to Chris Brown. Thanks to Chris Pugh. And for myself, keep right on to the end.
Thanks to those who contributed points.
Or everybody, because without you.
As we journey on, how your heart may yearn for the things most dear to you.